Hello everybody, my name's Megan Ling, currently a candidate in the Teach Now Graduate School of Education. Many of you have a family's worth of housework and drive time that could be better used, enriching it with audio, and this is my favorite way to do that when it comes to learning about teaching. Jennifer Gonzalez is the editor-in-chief of Cult of Pedagogy, a website, blog, store, a YouTube channel, and a podcast, which is what I want to review for you right now. I'll explain what the podcast is, some likes and dislikes I have about it, and a list of my 3 favorite episodes. The Cult of Pedagogy podcast covers educational topics such as classroom management, current educational debates and movements, tech tools, personal encouragement for teachers, and a variety of guest interviews. The episodes last about 25 to 45 minutes and are dropped every other Sunday. Some are more like an hour. There's a lot to like about this podcast. For me, it helps me keep a finger on the pulse of what's going on in the field of education. It seems like there are so many buzzwords in the world of teaching that a lot of times we're just like, how am I supposed to find out about all this stuff? If you ever felt that way, listen to Cult of Pedagogy. In solo episodes, Jennifer usually turns a blog post into an audio conversation. So the conversations are well organized and easy listening. In interview episodes, she asks real person questions and has great taste in the guests that she has on. Her style is funny, straightforward, professional. I only have a few things that I wish were different about the program. One, I wish that it had more content covering international teaching specifically. This podcast doesn't mention international or expat teachers very often, if at all. Similarly, I wish that more of the anecdotes and guests included on the show were from circles other than public school or general private school. These could include faith-based schools, online teaching, university professors, substitute teachers, homeschool teachers, purely for the sake of distributing information that public and private school teachers may not otherwise access. Third, I think it would be really cool if there were some sort of subordinate podcast that took some of the most popular episodes and turned them around so that a teacher could play them in the classroom. So shorter and scrubbed of any stray teacher speak or adult language and addressed to students. Jennifer advocates using podcasts in the classroom, but having a dedicated podcast line for that purpose would be a huge gift. So now my top 3 favorite episodes. Episode 4, what the mother of an autistic child wants teachers to know. This one's an hour and 10 minutes. It's an interview with a mom of an autistic child, and it's very emotional and powerful. It's worth the long listen. Episode 49, how dialogue journals build teacher-student relationships. This one's an hour and 4 minutes. It is full of personal anecdote. This episode convinced me that someday I want to make space and time in my class for keeping running private journals between me and my students, if at all possible. She explains how to do this and how impactful it can be in this episode. Finally, episode 92, frickin' packets. I know. This episode discusses a viral YouTube video of a student who eloquently rebelled against typical worksheet packet methodology. And Jennifer gives a pretty good defense of why the typical way that packets are used and produced needs to die. Please share any education-related podcasts that you love, and that's all.